Um, Before I start the release highlight, I would like to start with that. Um, we had quite a week this week. Some of you may notice that. Some of you reported it. The release was implemented beginning of this week, and we had 4 regressions reported. So I would like to start with those. First of all, we did everything we could to provide a high quality release, but sometimes those things will happen. Important thing here is, first of all, to get the feedback as fast as we can from you, and thank you for that. And secondly, from our side, to analyze and provide a fix as we did. Um, so I don't want to go into in details, but in general, we had some issues with the splash screen, the welcome wizard from the course management system, reported from several customers, and it was fixed in an injection a few days ago, um, as well as from the beginning of the week, we have some sporadic reports from you about students or users that saw Leganto with empty citation. We could not replicate it, and it was really, really hard to understand. So we suspecting it's a caching issue with the browser. So we will implement on Sunday on release update a fix to solve this from prevent from such a incident to happen. Hopefully, it will solve these reported issues. Of course, report us if you see otherwise. Um, you saw, and some of you also noticed that titles were wrapped through the citation and jumped to the next line, so it was fixed again in an injection. And there was an issue with the force direct that was not working well as well. So I'm pretty, would like to be very open here. I don't like such things to happen. Of course, you don't as well. But we, on both sides, we are first of all try to fix it as fast as we can, and secondly, of course, we do a lesson learned internally, in order to see what if went wrong with the QA and during the release until it was released. And of course, we will be better next time. Um, so with that, I would like to start the release highlights. And of course, all of this information is available in the Knowledge Center, including some other fixes that will be implemented in the release update. So, February 2019 release highlights. It was a really nice, in terms of functionality, release. So let's start with the first highlight here, adding a syllabus as the URL of file for both for the reading list and Leganto. This request came from through the ID exchange. Several institutions we needed to have a designated place for the syllabus to be placed in the reading list, not just as a citation. Um, some of you maybe used it as a citation, so we did that. So let me just go off and just get into one of the reading lists in Leganto. Let me just log in again. And in the reading list itself, when you edit the list, you will be able to see that syllabus is available for you to either upload the file or to add a URL to point to the syllabus in another system. So when you upload the file, it's the regular UI, just associated file. File is being uploaded, you save, and it's available, of course, for students and instructors as well. This functionality can be enabled or disabled by the library, so instructors can do it by themselves or not. And of course, librarians, as usual, for any functionality in Leganto, can do anything regardless of if it's enabled or disabled for instructors in Leganto. Okay, so let's continue. Next enhancement, and I'll keep this more than other presentation because I'm moving back and forth between the screens. Basically finalizing the nurse enhancements for 2018. This request was requested to be able to disable or enable links appearing for students in Leganto. And it was related to any type of link. So it could be uploaded file, could be physical holding, can be link resolver URLs, external URLs, basically everything that Leganto provides as an availability can be now disabled. So let's just jump back to Leganto. So for example, if I'm just going into any of the citation, in this case it's a physical one, if I click it, I can see now the new option to enable and disable. It's like a switch. When you click it, you can hide this availability from student only. Of course, it will remain on the citation. So in this case, it's for physical, but let's see how it looks like for articles. In this case, let's see this one. This one has 3 links, and you can see that 2 of the links are hidden and only 1 is displayed. And this is for link resolver links. So basically, as you know, link resolver links can change depending on your collection availability. So we are able to disable all the known links, but if there's other links that will be added in the future, they will be automatically enabled. Okay, and this is also true for uploaded files, such as we have here. We have a downloaded file, so I can disable, enable it. This is mainly useful. I'm talking about file now. When you sometimes instructors upload a file to a resource, you already have an electronic availability for it. So up till now, if you didn't want to provide the availability of the file in the citation, you had to delete it from the citation. With this functionality, you can just disable the uploaded file and only allow the link resolver to be available for students. And the citation will have the file associated to maybe for future use if needed. Okay. This is I think this functionality looks very simple and straightforward, and that's what we wanted it to be. And hopefully you will be using it in those places that requested this nurse enhancement quite substantially. Let's continue. Okay, so configuring how citation appear in the reading list in Leganto and brief citation. So during during the few the last, I think, year and a half, we got so many requests from you around how to present the order of the citation in the Leganto list. What to present in the title, what to present in the brief, and we thought that we have to provide some solution that is configurable by you in order to satisfy all of you. So what we did to comply with this request, we created some kind of a language, and we open the list order and the citation brief view order in order for you to be able to reach this functionality. So everything starts by, let me just open Alma now. Hold on. Okay. Everything starts with Alma configuration, back office of how to configure the brief citation view. And until it's being uploading, let me just try to find out where I saw that. Okay. So I just wanted to show before the oh, everything is very slack. Just find it. Uh, okay. So I just wanted to show before I'll get into the configuration, but the configuration just opened, so I'll show it in just in a second. Where are we? What are we talking about? So the brief citation format is basically a table that you have in the back office in the Leganto configuration, that you have all your types, material types. You are able to configure how the first line of citation will look like, meaning that the title will look like, and also the second line, which is the rest of the configuration. You can see there is a very I don't know, call it intuitive or not, but there is a language here, basically allows you to associate a field, a citation field, into the specific resource type, and you do a lot of manipulations. So, for example, you can control the suffix um, and the prefix of the field, so you can delimit with columns or semicolons the fields between them, etc., etc. So each of the titles will have separate two lines describing how it will be in the will look like in the brief citation, and also there should be a default line that will describe how any other resource type be should look like. Now, if you look at the citations, right now the title only contains the title itself, and I just wanted to demo quickly how it will look like when I want to have the author just or the creator just before the title and limited with a backslash like here. So I will not get into the detail of how it's being configured, but in general you have the two fields now presented in this box here, and also I can supply the delimiter between them. So, and this is a book title, so I'll disable the former the out of the box book, and I will now enable the new one that I created for this demo. And if I refresh, oops, sorry, let me just save it. And if I refresh Leganto and filter only the books out of the list, you will be able to see that um, only the list itself, the title itself, will have the name of the author, backslash, and the title of the book. And this is, of course, only for books. You can have a different set for book chapter, a different set for article. You can do anything you wish. If you have a specific resource type you would like to show it differently, such as video maybe, or any other type, you can create your own citation look and order with the fields. And it's in your hands to basically manage. Um, Let me just go back to the table again. Okay, so it's really easy to test it, and you can test it quickly on your sandbox. The documentation is really good there. It's short and to the point of how to use the fields, and you have all the examples of the current um, resource types that we already support in the system, so you can learn out of those types how to work with this new language that we created. Next, new and legacy refox now available. We are now supporting. Sorry, we are now supporting oops, the new refox platform. So in the user settings, when it's of course enabled, you need to enable it on your platform, and you'll go to refox. You can see now that you have a new refox with the credential, or the old legacy refox with the credentials. Of course, Leganto can work only at the same time. You know, the client itself can work with one refox, and I believe no need to work with them together. So When it's enabled, the new reference will be available. You can add the credential inside, and of course, it will be available um, in Leganto on the right place for reference. And of course, if I move between the system, you can see that uh, the content of the folders and files, the files there will be different according to the system I'm pointing to. Just refresh it. You can see now that the old reference I have much more resources, and I need to migrate everything that I have here to support my demos in the future. Okay, let's continue. In the last 2 or 3 releases, we enhanced quite substantially the alerts in Alma on the citation. At the beginning, we allowed um, the ability to remove some of the alerts. Then all of the alerts can be removed directly from the alert screen or alert tab on Alma citation. And now we enhance it furthermore in order for you, both from the citation screen and from the reading list screen, to be able in bulk to remove the alerts from the citations. So for example, I have the citation screen, I have few alerts on some of the citation. Let's take this one for example. I have digitization request in process, citation move request in process, etc. So I can actually move it manually, but if I click it to have a bulk operation, such as right now, I can go to the new uh, selection box here and actually either remove all the alerts or just remove the specific alert from a citation. So let's choose a specific alert and remove it. And we can see that now I have only one alert on this citation, and this is where it was. Sorry, yeah. Okay, and this was removed from the other citation. Of course, I can choose as many citations as I wish, and to reset all the alerts from the citation instead of just doing it manually as we used to have before. I think it saves a lot of time and it's a good functionality, even though it's relatively straightforward. Just a small thing for you to be aware of. Right now in Leganto, when you add when you had mandatory fields um, to add to a form, for some reason we didn't indicate that they were mandatory. Only when you do a save at the end, you'll get the error message. So all mandatory fields will have this red asterisk associated too. Um, so it will be easy to understand from the beginning what is needed from you in the form. The next thing I wanted to discuss is rollover operations. That Well, it's not new, of course. The manual rollover operation or the self rollover was available already for few releases. So you can actually roll over. Let me just close it. You can actually roll over a list by basically click on roll over, and of course it should be enabled first, and then choose a destination course, and you get a set of um, um, configuration fields that you can control the rollover accordingly. So you can reset the due dates, recalculate the copyright, etc. Now, those fields got a default from a table that we had that we have in the Leganto setting in the instructor rollover operators or rollover table, that you can actually define what will be the default for each of the operations, but also you can choose which one you would like to expose to instructors. This is not new. What is new is that the default were not relevant um, for the librarians. And librarians, when they reach this rollover page in Leganto, didn't receive the default out of this table, and it was really frustrating for them to remember what was the default every time they need to roll over the list. So now librarians as well as instructors, when they initiate the rollover, they'll get the default out of this table for your convenience. Mhm. Okay, let's talk about a bit about the next release, the March release. Um, So the first enhancement that we will see in March will be availability to filter the list by the section. If you remember, a few months ago we added filtering by course. Now we added this provide filtering by section. This is very useful when you would like to associate a section to a permalink or to an LTI link. And basically what it means is that the section will open by itself in Leganto without the other sections, collapse around it. It's much more clear to students when they see only one section if needed. So this will be in Merge. Also, the citation task list screen in Alma. Let me just open it for a second. Um, the task list itself, which right now only shows for reading list filters available, will be split in two. We will add a citation a group for actions or for filters around citation. So the first one was citation with broken links, which are now is available on the reading list under the reading list citation. So it will be the first to move into this new group, but also such as citation has new notes, etc. So sometimes it's easier to start the work in the citation screen and not in the reading list screen, because if you wish to work on per citation basis and you don't care about the list itself, this is the place to start working at. So this will be also available in March release. And then the last thing I wanted to highlight here is basically we added the functionality, and of course it's flaggable by yourself, to send us engagement of users with Leganto to our Google Analytics account in order for us to review and to understand the flows of users and to, of course, through that improve the Leganto UX and also the UI accordingly. So, of course, you can choose whatever you want to do with it, but I will be very happy if you enable this functionality for us to gain insights on the user's activities. So that's about it for this release highlight. Of course, we have quite a lot. We have time for questions, and I will be really happy if you have any. So please let me know, either by text or by just directly asking. Okay, I see that there is a question about the availability. I'll ask directly. I'll reply directly to the one that asked that. Is there anything else? Okay. So thank you for attending, and see you in the next month release in March. And again, if you have other questions that you just recall after the session, don't hesitate, send them to me by email, and I will be happy to reply. Thank you so much, and have a rest of the day. Good. Bye bye.